tusimame pamoja kulinda uhuru na umoja wetu. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote tuimbe pamoja, kuenzi shikamano hatima yetu. Tujitoe wenyewe kupambana pamoja, uhuru na umoja vitawale. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima. Tuungane sote na tujibidishe kutoa kilicho bora kwa Afrika, chimbuko la wanadamu, chemchemi ya utamaduni, tumaini letu wakati wa mafarakano. Enyi Bwana na binti wa Afrika, mwili wa jua, mwili wa anga, tuifanye Afrika mti wa uzima.
Today we talk about Djibouti. This is Humanist TV Africa. My name is Kato Mukasa. In the studio is James Bongoli to do the production. Humanist TV Africa is a registered non-government organization. We are registered to do media work, but of course to promote human rights, progress, development, and highlight key issues that actually put people behind the poverty line and of course inspire them to get out of poverty. Today, I want to encourage you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel, Facebook, TikTok, and of course, website. Our name is Humanist TV Africa on website, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and everywhere. Our name is Humanist TV Africa. Please subscribe and follow, like, share, comment, and be part of progress. Today, we're going to be talking about country profiles and specifically Djibouti, one of the smallest countries in the world, 223,000 square kilometers, and of course, as small as New Jersey. If you're in the US and you look what states in the US, New Jersey, the size of New Jersey is equivalent to the size of a big country or a small country in Africa called Djibouti. Let us talk about Djibouti very briefly. It's a country with less than, with about 1 million people only. A country with about 1 million people only. A country formerly occupied and ruled by the French. Now, this is the map of Djibouti. Djibouti, when you look at the map, basically you're going to see that Djibouti is in between countries such as, of course, you see the Red Sea. It connects to the Red Sea and the Gulf of Eden, right there. And of course, the neighbors of Djibouti, as you can see, are Ethiopia, Somalia, and of course, you see it as strategically located in Africa, where you can easily link with the oceans around the world, and of course, you can easily travel within Djibouti and connect with the rest of Africa, this being a landlocked country. Now, you can see the Indian Ocean right there. You can see of course, what makes Djibouti unique in terms of minerals. Djibouti has granite, gypsum, marble, and of course, there are prospects of having petrol. There are prospects. It's not yet there, but they are trying to excavate it. They are trying to find ways of getting it out of Djibouti's soils. Djibouti, as you will see in our discussion, Djibouti is a formerly French colony, that was occupied by the French for quite a number of years. And of course, it was once known as Somaliland between 1896 to 1967. Djibouti was once called Somaliland, and then it was a French territory, uh, specifically fighting for their independence from France, and they got their independence on June 27th, 1977. That is Djibouti. You see the neighbors, Eritrea right there, and of course Ethiopia and other countries such as Somalia surround Djibouti. By population, Djibouti is one of the smallest countries in the world in terms of population and size. It's about 1 million people as we speak today. And of course, it is ranked as one of the smallest in the world at about number 15, right there, right there. And one of the smallest, and of course, one of the poorest nations in the world is Djibouti. Now, when you look at this map, you see, of course, the climate and topography in Djibouti is quite a hot country, of course, with a mixed weather patterns here and there. There are rainfalls in Djibouti, and of course, a bit of dry wind in parts of Djibouti. Djibouti has people that are mixed with Arabs and mixed with Caucasians, and of course mixed with black people. When you look at Djibouti people, they are quite a mixed race people right there in Djibouti. There, they have a culture very strongly in their culture. They are highly influenced by the Islamic teachings and the Islamic traditions. Djibouti people are highly influenced by the Arabic culture, Islamic teachings, and all that. Now, Djibouti as a country, as I've told you, is strategically located, connecting the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden, the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. And their economy basically is much of the service sector. They are more known for their transit ports in the region, international transshipments, and the fueling center for the region right there. I've told you Djibouti is a mixed race country. There are many Europeans there. There are many Arabic people there, and of course, Africans there. People are really mixed in Djibouti. It's a very small country, as you can see. Population by 2022 was 1,120,000 people right there. Population growth is so small in Djibouti, and of course, age dependence is about 53% of working age group, of course, which means the rest are dependents. Urban population is high. Many people in Djibouti live in the capital city and other cities. The capital is called Djibouti. The capital city of Djibouti is also called Djibouti. In fact, mortality rate is quite high. It's quite high at 45 per 1,000 live births. That is quite challenging. And life expectancy is 62 years at birth. And that is Djibouti. Now, in terms of age distribution, there, we see that many people are actually between the age of 15 to 64 years. That is about 65% of the people in Djibouti are between 15 to 64 years. And of course, the young ones are quite also many, about 30%. And the aged ones above 65 years are only 4%. So we can see that the biggest population of Djibouti are young people. Djibouti doesn't produce electricity per se, doesn't, of course, export electricity right there. Now, we continue seeing more of Djibouti's production lines here. Djibouti has no oil, I should tell you. Djibouti doesn't produce oil, but there are prospects of producing oil in the near future. Of course, they consume oil, which means that they have to get it elsewhere. Now, airports are 13 in Djibouti. Cellular phones, 395,000 people have cellular phones there. Highways cover about 2,863 kilometers. Internet users, about 110,000 people there. Railways cover only 97 kilometers. Telephones, 36,000 telephone lines right there in Djibouti. Djibouti is a small country, as I told you, very, very small country, one of the smallest countries in the world. One of the smallest countries in the world is Djibouti. One of the smallest countries in Africa is Djibouti. The total area of Djibouti is only 23,000 square kilometers. 23,000 square kilometers. And of course, land area about the same. Water area was only 20 square kilometers. 20 square kilometers. The coastline is quite big at 314 kilometers. Climate is desert, torrid, and dry. Yeah, when you're in Djibouti, be prepared for dry, torrid, and deserted climate. The terrain is generally coastal plain and plateaus separated by central arid areas, and of course central mountains. The lowest point there is the Laka Asal, and of course the highest point is Moussa Ali. That's the highest point right there in Djibouti. Now, in terms of who is who in Djibouti, the tribes, the areas, as you can see right on your screen. Of course, I told you Djibouti is blessed by the Gulf of Aden. Djibouti is also blessed by the Indian Ocean, not so far away from them. They have Somalia there for a neighbor, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and these are the neighbors there. Red Sea, not very far away from Djibouti. So Djibouti is strategically located. What sells Djibouti is its strategic location that you can easily go to the world just through Djibouti. Djibouti, the country that the Lake Assa, I talked about, the lake, the salt lake right there, Lake Abe, and other wonders of Djibouti, a very, very lovely country right there called Djibouti. Lake Abe and others that you can see, those are the things you'll see in Djibouti. Of course, Djibouti has the national parks such as the Day National Park and others. When you go to Djibouti, you're going to see animals such as the grave zebra, hamadryas, baboon, the huntlers, antelope, and the warthogs and other animals found in Djibouti. Those are special animals you only find in Djibouti. The hamadryas baboon, the hunters antelope, and the graves zebra and warthogs. Those are the animals, among others, you are going to be able to see when you visit Djibouti. I told you, Djibouti is well spaced, of course. Despite the size, it has animals, it has special birds, it has the Red Sea, the Gulf of Eden, and of course the East African Rift Valley systems right there as part of Djibouti. Djibouti is a lovely country, quite desert, quite arid, quite dry, a country right there with the good people. The people are few, but of course the country is also very developing. It's one of the poorest countries in the world. This country has been occupied by the French for a long time, and their influence is still felt today. Djibouti literacy rates are quite high. Unemployment is high, and child malnutrition is also high in Djibouti, as over 70% of the population live in cities, and the city is called Djibouti, as you can see on your screen. Djibouti is the capital city for Djibouti. Djibouti is also a base, has a base for the Chinese People's Liberation Army Navy. It is located in Djibouti. Djibouti is in the Horn of Africa. We are going to be talking about the president of Djibouti in a minute. This man called Ismail, the president of Djibouti, is called Ismail Omar Guelleh, has served as the president since 1999, and in April 2021, he was re-elected for a fifth term. You can imagine, one president, 5 terms. Ismail Omar Guelleh is also known as IOG. Ismail Omar Guelleh was born on 27th November 1946. Is the current president of Djibouti. He has been in the office since 1999, making him one of the longest-serving rulers in Africa. He is often referred to as IOG. He is authoritarian in nature. He has ruled his country through authoritarian means. There are less freedoms in Djibouti. As Omar Ismail, he is known as a tough leader right there. He is into his 5th term in office. Remember that the at independence, the first president was Hassan Gulay Aptidon. Was the first president there. He became a president in June 27th, 1977, and later on we saw other changes coming in as other leaders took power until when Ismail became the leader in 1999 and has been at the helm of Djibouti since then. ruling this small country, the country with less mineral resources, Djibouti, but with so much potential because it has ports that connect it to the world. When you are in Djibouti, you are able to go to much of the world just in Djibouti because Djibouti is strategically connected, located in the Horn of Africa. Remember the Red Sea, the Gulf of Eden, and all these. So Djibouti has all these kind of locations, the waters, the whatever. You can simply locate anywhere just based in Djibouti. It makes it a very lucrative country because of the transport system, because of the location, which we call strategic location. That's why the Chinese are already building their naval base right there. They have injected millions of dollars in Djibouti to simply have the strategic place called Djibouti, the city, and of course take over the location to be able to monitor the rest of Africa and the world. Of course, the French still have a presence in Djibouti, and of course, many European countries are interested in Djibouti thanks to their strategic location right there. Djibouti is a good country, beaches, lovely parks, lovely people. You can be one of the tourists there and see the beauty in this country. This is Man CV Africa. I want to encourage you to continue subscribing, share, love, like, comment, and be part of the team that is moving forward. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.